Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Oh my goodness, guys, not my first sips. I was in there talking to Judy, and so not having my first sips, but boy, I love coming out here and sharing this first cup of coffee with you. I'll tell you that. Guys, right now, we are seeing a lot of stuff, with respect to this digital asset space, and I think we're ready to really take off. BlackRock came out there during Ripple Swell. I'm going to put a link to this article right into this video. And what they were talking about is how the market is ready for trillions of dollars to come on chain. It is a big time deal. And also Ripple just came out and they made another massive $500 million investment, guys. And I think it's like Fortress Capital. But needless to say, what we're watching here right now is we're watching the adoption of this space going absolutely ballistic when it comes to all of these major markets around the wide world. Now, when you think of BlackRock being over there at Ripple Swell, that in and of itself is truly something phenomenal, because it wasn't just but a few years ago BlackRock would have never even touched this digital asset space. And of course, Larry Fink was out there saying, oh, none of our clients are even interested in crypto. Well, guys, that's them talking their book as they, build up positions and things like that, because right now they're practically on a world tour going out there and talking about, the tokenization of practically everything. And of course, these equity markets, ETFs and all that kind of stuff. And when you think about that, right now, what is the crypto market? 3.7 trillion. Well, guys, that is absolutely nothing, just a sheer drop in the bucket when you consider the global money supply. The debt market alone is up there towards around $300 trillion. They're wanting to tokenize that. Equity markets over 100 trillion. They're wanting to tokenize that. They're wanting to tokenize real estate. They're wanting to tokenize everything. Ask yourself this. How much do you think could come into this space if we saw the tokenization of most everything that we actually touch and do? Guys, come on. You are at the very beginning of something monumental and phenomenal. Yet, what do they want you focusing on, me focusing on? Well, this little day-to-day price action. I'm going to tell you something. When I see the prices going down, I'm actually getting excited, because the accumulation goals that can be met for Judy and I are tremendously much greater, obviously. Now, it doesn't mean that, we don't want to see the prices go up, because of course we do. But the thing is we're invested in it because of the broader implications of how this technology is going to revolutionize the wide world. And we have seen such tremendous appreciation from where we got in even till now. Now, I know that there are folks, hey, you got in at the top over there and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I made such a bad investment. Guys, when in doubt, definitely you have got to zoom out. You have got to zoom out and look at the broader picture. Of course, right now, there is heaps of volatility in the market. And why is that? Well, because of the uncertainty, of course. The market hates uncertainty. But are we getting that regulatory clarity piece? We are. And I was listening to Brad Garlinghouse on an Eleanor Terrett podcast. And he was flat out saying, hey, listen, guys, the clarity is coming. And when it does come, it is going to literally cause these things to go monstrous. And he was talking about how he was there during, the early days of the internet. And how a lot of people at the beginning of the internet, back 94 and all this and that, just kind of finding out about the technology and stuff like that, and really didn't have the foresight to see the impacts of what it was going to be. Well, look at where we are today. I mean, you can't even survive without having one of these smartphones, and everyone and their dog practically does. And almost everything we do is online. Well, guys, almost everything we do is going to be on chain. And I believe that's coming very, very fast. And it is what's going to make the fortunes of so many. Most folks, guys, are going to absolutely miss it. They're going to just literally, it's going to blow by them. How many people missed out on a lot of what happened in the early days of the internet? Just a few dollars into some of these little known companies would have revolutionized your lives, like Google, like, all these different major behemoths that we have today. the social media craze and all that kind of stuff. And how many people miss that because they just did not have the foresight. They were either biased against it or oblivious to it. And this is where I really believe that we're at a threshold in history, which will result in the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. But the majority of people, like I say, they're going to miss it. They're going to miss it. And some of the people that are in right now that are going to get shaken out, because that's what usually happens when you see this downward pressure. A lot of people, they just get shaken out because of course, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And they do not know how to read the psychology of the market. And that's what's going on. Most don't. And because of that, they just allow themselves to make all their decisions based on emotion, and they are losing it, and they're losing out. And that's what happens. They want to shake you out. This is time immemorial. BlackRock's out there saying trillions of dollars are coming into the space, right? That's what they're saying. Yet they just dumped how many hundreds of millions of Bitcoin and Ethereum onto the market the other day? Hello. And do you think that they were not out there through other subsidiaries going in and possibly buying that back up? Guys, I believe they were. But that's what happens all the time. And if you don't know how to identify this stuff that they do in the marketplace, you're just going to get wrecked. You got to have conviction. And that's why I'm always encouraging you, get out there and truly research it. Understand the environment that you're investing in, the technology you're investing in. What impacts is it going to have in the wide world? Because the infrastructure, guys, is all laid down. The world is ready. BlackRock is right. The world is ready, and they're about to flip those switches. And when those switches do get flipped, I'm going to tell you something, guys. It is going to be instantaneous bang. And the Shane Ellis theory might very well pan out, where he said nothing, 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 bang, almost everything, you know, kind of like that. And that's where I think things are coming down. And so, guys, there are exciting things afoot. And I am telling you what, am I ever excited and bullish about the future that we see in this space? I think it's going to be absolutely monumental and stupendous. And you got to get out there, guys. Really, you do. And build up that level of confidence and see where we're going. Because if you could see what I see, I think you would be absolutely blown away. Now, that's my 100% biased opinion, but genuinely, I do believe the blinders will come off. Your eyes will be wide open, and you may see something you have not yet seen. And I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. So, guys, I'll tell you what, until later on today, when we have another fantastic video for you, guys, have a fabulous one and take care.